everyone, welcome back. This video will be the fourth video today, or fourth video today. I'm going to include a video clip at the end, but this is about my week-long 8K ProRes on the full frame cameras of what I'm thinking about it. And basically this video is about what camera I would take with me on vacation and what lenses. So further ado, let's show you on the overhead table what cameras that I've worked with this past week. Let me show them to you. Leica Q3 is the most expensive. It has a tilty screen. So if I'm going to vlog, I got this mirror adapter that fits on the hot shoe, and I can see myself, make sure that I'm in the picture. The only problem is you can get the battery out, but you have a hard time with the SD card. See where the tripod is. And on some cameras it's the same thing, you know, if you try to get the battery out. But with these other cameras, the battery is in here, and then the SD card or CF Express are on the side. Now, for stabilization, the Panasonic is the best. Nikon and Canon are kind of like the same, but it depends on what lens you use. So if you're going to vlog, use a wide field of view like the 16mm RF, 20mm Viltrox, for an example. The Leica Q3 has a 28mm, which is kind of big. And then, of course, you have the 20mm Sigma that I have on the Panasonic S1R2. All great cameras. Built well, but they're heavy. This one has a fan. This one has a fan with the external battery grip. All right. This one doesn't. This one doesn't. I like the hybrid cameras. I like the higher megapixels. But would I take any of these on vacation? And the answer is no, because of the price value. $6,000, all right. And then I think the Canon R5 II and the Z8 are about the same, and they're a little bit higher than the Panasonic S1R2 on price. So I would worry about taking this type of gear, which thieves might say, hey, I want to steal one of these cameras and this gear. Okay? But when you want to travel, you don't want to carry heavy gear with you. So I would take one lens for vlogging and maybe an all-in-one lens with me for a travel. So let's go back to the main camera and I'll explain what camera I would take with me. So, what camera would I take? Well, you'll see in the video coming up, and I'll explain it all, but I would take the Sony a6700. Great stabilization. The 11mm and the 24 to 240mm all-in-one lens on the trip. Two reasons. Small and compact. I get the 20-minute or 20mm view of vlogging, and well, it should be an 18mm because 11mm plus 6.5 is kind of like a 17.5, 18mm equivalent to a full frame. Take that, and then the 24 to 240 reaches, or I can take the 70 to 350. All right, but I think I would rather take the 24 to 240 because it covers quite a bit, and then with that full frame lens, you won't Shouldn't have any vignetting. I take that back, you might. But anyway, watch the video and let me know in the comments what you would take for vacation. But out of the full frames, I would take the cheapest camera, the smallest weight, and just 2 lenses. This has great stabilization. The only thing is these things make a lot of noise, but I can fix that too. But anyway, here's the video. So, what APS-C camera has good stabilization, a good IBIS. And it's an APS-C. I tried Nikon earlier, and it didn't look too good. So I'm walking around vlogging. How does this look? Now, this is what a lot of people don't talk about. I should make a test for people, see what they think, but right now I'm just going to give it away. I have the 11mm Sony APS-C lens on the Sony a6700. A lot of people don't know or talk about the a6700. They talk about the R7, R7 II is ready to come out, but they don't talk a lot about the a6700. Love the color science. It's a small camera. 11mm. Sony has some great lenses. And if the footage is a little bit too much of shakiness and stuff, you can always use the Gyroflow, which is a lot better than the Sony Catalyst Browse, to stabilize it. And all it does is just crop. But you see, I have just active stabilization and 11mm. And you see any shakiness? So I used 2 different lenses for the Nikon Z52, and the stabilization looked awful. Okay, I had the digital and the IBIS, and actually they don't have an IBIS, it's just all digital stabilization. So what do you think of this? So I'm going to put it up here. Look at this, beautiful. It's almost sunset, golden hour. But look at it, isn't that gorgeous? And this is 11mm, which is kind of like a 17 or 18, a full frame equivalent. Look at it, isn't that gorgeous? You see any contrast or any problems with the footage? This is an excellent camera. It's not a full frame. You can see the sun right there in the center. Isn't that gorgeous? So, what do you think? Let's just walk a little bit forward. And it's kind of bumpy back here. But you see? It's looking pretty good. There's my favorite tree, even if it's my neighbor's. There's the 2 doves watching me. I don't know if you can tell them, but it's the focus is great. I haven't done many things about this camera, but what I like in this small APS-C camera is it has a full frame. It also has a place where you put your SD card on the side, not in the battery well. So Sony did everything right in this camera. A lot of people don't like the card and the battery well, but Sony was able to put it on the side, and I think they also have a microphone in and out, you know, like headphones out and stuff. And of course the USB-C charging. Yeah, microphone, USB-C, and then down on the bottom, yeah. So they do have a micro USB, no, micro HDMI, okay? I argue with other people, I want a full HDMI, it's more break-proof and stuff. Well, if you're going to use, if you're not going to rig it up, you know, to be portable, you have it on a tripod, you put the cable in, the camera's not moving, micro USB is okay. So I'm just walking around with this wonderful camera with this fantastic lens. And the way I walk, especially back here, because there's a lot of holes from a certain dog. Just hope I don't fall into one. What do you think? So, let me get out of the sun a little bit. It's been a beautiful day. This is my fourth video. I'm going to do one also. Now I'm going to combine it with the studio with this footage, and then you let me know what you think. But I'm going to talk about full frame cameras and APS-C cameras. And what I've gathered is I would rather have one with an IBIS or a good stabilization, and the convenience of thick and smart. So I have a dummy battery that can fit it in this camera. It takes a full-size battery, not an APS-C size battery, okay? That's what these manufacturers should start learning. Your smaller cameras, take the full, you know, full-size battery and have stabilization in an APS-C camera. Look at the Micro Four Thirds. Their cameras have stabilization. Some have 2 card slots. They got smaller lenses. It's not heavy. So here's a camera, kind of like the A7C style. No one talks about it anymore. It is an excellent camera. They said, oh, it overheats and stuff. I haven't had it overheat. Same thing with the S9. Okay? But the S9 is missing an EVF, which I really need. But look at this Sony a7-6700. Excellent camera. And anyway, just want to put my input on it. 11mm is wide enough. This is a great vlogging lens. Okay? And if you went on a vacation, I would take this camera with this lens and the 24-240. That's all I need. And 2 small lenses with a small camera, you don't stand out. So, thank you for watching. Remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you next time. Bye, folks. Have a wonderful day.